Hi Aquarius, happy birthday and welcome to your February 2020 Astrology 33 bonus love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more information there. As far as what we have in front of us, this is what I call the bridging the gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side here represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. On the right side, it represents their energy toward the connection, and these are the past energies, present energies, future energies. When we get through all those, we'll pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Alright, and also if you guys feel the energy is flipped as you listen into the story, then trust that as well, since it is just a general reading. Alright, so starting with the past energy on your side, we have Temptation. So this is the equivalent of the Devil card in traditional tarot, and that's Capricorn energy. So for some of you, this could just be saying that maybe in the past there was someone in the workplace that maybe you were drawn to. So, as far as, potentially maybe you were already in a connection, for example, maybe with this person here, and there was someone, in your work environment, or it could just be anyone in general that you might have had an attraction towards, and maybe you were tempted to possibly pursue something with them. Whether you did or not, I can't say for sure, but at least that's the energy that I'm seeing in the past. And it could be the other way around, where maybe you're already involved with someone, and this is the person that you ended up, having that temptation toward and being drawn away from your primary connection with. And I mean, if it's not any of that in particular, this could just be saying that as far as the attraction between the two of you, could just be saying that, very heavy sexual energy between the two of you. Past energy on their side, we have the High Priestess. So this is a pretty intuitive energy. Sometimes I see this as Pisces energy as well, so maybe this is a Pisces that you were dealing with. But more than anything here, usually this is an energy where they're not necessarily very communicative, but they're very in touch with their intuition and their emotions. So could have been that even maybe there was no communication between you and this person, but maybe they just knew that you were into them, or if this was a situation I was talking about where maybe some of you were thinking about stepping out, intuitively this person might have picked up on it. So maybe they stopped communicating with you for a bit because of that, because they felt like something was off. That could be what's playing out there. In the present energy, we have a lot of cards that came up. So we have the Strength card, the King of Coins, and the Five of Arrows. So interesting energies here. This is actually Leo energy, which is your opposite sign. This is Taurus energy, which represents your fourth house, and then Five of Arrows is actually an Aquarius energy, which is the first 10 degrees of Aquarius. So for those of you with your Aquarius placement in those degrees, this might resonate with you a bit more. But here's what I'm really feeling might be the situation with this all coming up in the present. First thing that comes to my mind is that, especially around the Leo full moon for some of you, which is coming up, I think it'll be right after the first week of February. So around that Leo full moon, there could be a conflict. And for some of you, could be that, for the person who intuitively feels like maybe there's someone in the workplace that you have a thing for, maybe that could be what the argument would be about. Given that Taurus is your fourth house as well, this could just be saying that there could be conflict at home. So for those of you who live with the person that you're with, then yeah, definitely I can see potential for an argument taking place, especially we're going to have Mercury retrograde this month as well. So definitely could be some miscommunication going on. So definitely some of you guys want to keep an eye out for. And then given that we do have Taurus here too, this could also be pointing to that new moon that we had recently, because that new moon was actually square Uranus, which is your ruler, but it's in Taurus, so could be pointing to that energy as well. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. So definitely looks like there's some potential for conflict. And of course, like I said, if this person intuitively felt like maybe you were drawn to someone else, maybe that's what it's going to be around. But again, keep in mind with the Mercury retrograde situation that we're going to have as well, And just the tense aspects that we mentioned, this could just be saying too that maybe they intuitively felt that that's what was going on, but maybe there wasn't actually something going on. So that's something to be mindful of too. Interestingly enough, in present position on their side, they also have the strength card. So again, like I said, this is Leo energy, which is your opposite sign. So this could just be saying that obviously this is someone that you're in a connection with. But yeah, to me, she looks similar to the person in the High Priestess energy too. So this could definitely be saying that this could be them trying to get you to speak up. So like I said, and that's what I'm feeling primarily is the situation for most of you. Where again, even if you guys didn't do anything, intuitively this person might have felt like you were thinking about it or possibly did, and this could be them confronting you about it. So that's why we have the strength energy on both sides, where you guys might get into a bit of an ego conflict. Um, and then with that Taurus energy, that could really represent you guys digging your feet in, right? Being a bit stubborn about the whole thing. And then that Five of Swords energy could just represent where, the conflict just escalates and goes a little bit too far. So, if that is something that feel coming on and you don't want that to happen, just keep in mind that that could be the energies at play here. And like I said, it's primarily a mixture of the energies we were talking about, especially the Mercury retrograde too. So something to keep in mind there. Future energy on your side, we have the Ten of Arrows, the Prince of Arrows, and the Princess of Arrows. So interesting energies here. So Ten of Arrows is technically Gemini energy, but of course this is usually associated with endings. Sometimes it could also be twisted in a more positive way too, which is to say it's an ending of conflict with the Ten of Arrows. But then we have the Prince of Arrows, which is the equivalent of the Knight of Swords, and in this deck in particular, it's called Cupid. So, given that this is a Gemini card, it could just be referring to the Mercury retrograde that we're going to have. And then Princess of Arrows is actually the equivalent of the Page of Arrows. So, I could really see this going a couple different ways. For some of you, this could just be saying that you're actually going to end this connection because of what's taking place. But, however odd it may seem, I feel like the more likely thing that might happen here could just be that maybe, again, maybe you guys have that blow up around the full moon, right, with your person. And then maybe in that case, during the Mercury retrograde, you guys might actually come to a realization where, maybe you might realize that you played in a role in it too that might have taken it a bit too far. And then I could say that at that point, you might actually want to reconnect with them, which is why we see the Cupid energy there. But then with the Princess of Arrows, it could just be saying that, you could feel a little bit shy about doing so because you're like, all right, I really might have done some damage here, you know what I mean? So you might be trying to approach it in a less confrontational way, to try to get things reconnected and back on track. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing there going for you guys. On their side, it's a bit more straightforward, the energy, but yeah, on their side, they have the Knave of Pentacles. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Pentacles. And really the vibe that I'm getting here is just like this pretty much just seems like a breakup and makeup scenario, really. That's really the first thing that comes to my mind here. Looks like you guys have some kind of a blow up fight. Like I said, it could be, given that it's the present, for some of you it might have already happened, but I'm really picking up more strongly that it could be around that Leo full moon that we're going to have. And then it looks like you guys, like I said, for some of you, you might just decide that no, you're done. But I'm picking up on for most of you, it's going to be that you're actually realizing, okay, well, that blew up for no reason, right? And then this could be you actually wanting to come back together with this person. Looks like they're on the same page too, in that regard. And then the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups. So this is another energy that points to reconciliation. Now, I do have to say, for some of you, maybe that was the old temptation thing, where maybe this was someone from your past that you were going back to. And maybe that's what happened. Maybe during the retrograde, maybe they'll come back around because of that. And then that could be what spins everything out of control. But for most of you, I feel like this is really just like I said, you guys might have a temporary blow up for a while. And then maybe you come back around and get back together. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the King of Swords. So this is actually Aquarius energy. So for some of you, like I said, if you do feel like the energy's flipped and this sounds more like your energy and that's theirs, then definitely trust that. But if not, this could just be saying that obviously they have their focus on you. And again, I do see like a bit of a third party vibe there too. So like I said, this person, whether it's true or not, I really do feel that for most of you, this person thinks something's up. And then that could be what causes all of this stuff to spin out of control. So just something to keep in mind there. Obviously, not to absolve them of blame, especially if they falsely accuse you of something, but just letting you know that it could just be the energies at play. So if you want to avoid that, try to just be careful with communicating around that time. All right, so let's see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, I'll see if we get anything from the Mystic Moon Oracle deck here. And for those of you who haven't seen this type of video from me before, I do pre-shuffle this deck before I start recording. And then I'm just looking for a couple of jumpers here. So first I'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, since it's just a general reading, I just take that as a sign to keep it moving. But if you're curious, with the personal readings, I actually do pull cards for both energies. All right, so first let's see if we have any unspoken messages from you to them. Okay, nothing coming up yet, but I'll get a few more shuffles before we give up. Okay, nothing coming up there, so we'll see if we have any unspoken messages. Oh, already got two that came up from them to you. So let's see what's going on here. All right, we got, I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. And I'm a better person because of you. So interesting. Yeah, so for some of you, especially obviously those of you who it is where you get falsely accused of something, this could just be them, realizing, oh, okay, actually, I did falsely accuse them of doing something when they weren't. And again, like I said, if it happens before a retrograde, it could be that the retrograde makes them come to that realization, or for others' view, could be one of those things that during the retrograde, if it happens, it could be that that's what has them confused, and then that could be what the issue is as well. And then, this could just be part of their apology. So, interesting energy there. Like I said, for some of you, it might end up being that this is your energy and that's theirs, but definitely looks like, and like I said, I feel like that was the vibe I was picking up on, that there's going to be some kind of a blow up at some point, and then you guys are going to end up basically making up down the line anyway. But yeah. All right. So next we'll see if we get anything from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And same situation here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before I started recording, and I'm just looking for one card here, and then we'll wrap up. Okay. Oh, actually, you guys got two cards. So we have Go to Distance. There's the artwork for it, and it's number 47. And we got Co-Create. There's the artwork for that, and the number 40. So let's take a look at Go to Distance first. All right, it says endurance, strength, the long haul. The Oracle's message: to bring your dream to life, you must think long term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. So, interesting message there. Hopefully that resonates with you guys. And like I said, it could just be as simple as it's just saying that, maybe in the moment you guys are like, oh, you're just ready to cut everything off after the argument that you guys have. And maybe it's just saying, just ride it out. It's just the energies at play right now. And then, you guys to get back on track. The relationship message says you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So yeah, like I said, it almost covers the same thing that we were talking about, where really I just feel like that's what's going to be what happens, where you guys might just have a blow-up fight that might seem really big in the moment, and then eventually cooler heads prevail and you guys get back on track. But let's see what the second card has to say, to co-create one. Alright, it says creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, manifestation. The Oracle's message: you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-created, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. So definitely an interesting message there. I mean, I'm not going to say that immediately connects with the spread the way the first one seemed to, but hopefully you got something from that as well. The relationship message says connections of the heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas you never would have come to on your own. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? You are going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now, the very embodiment of beauty. So the interesting thing about that message anyway was the you're looking in a mirror held up by this experience. Made me think about what I was saying, where you guys both have the strength card in the present. So maybe that's where they're referring to there. I mean, like I said, overall, I don't feel like this one jived as much with the main spread, but hopefully you guys got some from that message as well. We'll wrap up there. Once again, happy birthday, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.